everyone, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan. This is Sparkle On with John. And I am Jonathan, and you are you. And we're here today at the water again, and I felt inspired to make another video. So I imagine Mercury has gone direct, but there's still residual. And I understand that there are 4 planets in retrograde. So I understand there's Saturn, Pluto, Uranus, and Chiron, I think? I'm not sure, but I'm sure there are other videos. But there's this beautiful heart energy. And so this heart energy, this love energy, is clearing away inner self-saboteurs, clearing energy of getting out of our own way, so to speak, and then meeting others who are of like mind and who are of like vibration. And so you may be experiencing, I know I'm experiencing this, where I've worked with several people and we've become close. And I heard this recently, if life isn't breaking your heart, you're not living. Breaking your heart open. So there are several people that are leaving and going on and doing other things with their lives. Speaking of where my current day job is, where our current day job is, or was, but is, and it's interesting. But then we are experiencing, by the grace of God, we're having an increase of psychic abilities. When we clear our channel, so to speak, so, if you too are taking a break from Instagram and Facebook, you may notice that then there is room and you have more energy. I've noticed that there's more room to try new things, and also I'm not bogged down by so many other energies, and I'm getting back to my energy and connecting better with my husband, and relationships just improve, I feel. This is my experience, by the grace of God, and putting in the effort. And so right now I have my feet in the sand, and maybe you have your feet in the sand, and it's a choice. We have choices to utilize our voice. So I don't know about you, but I've been flooded with so many different memories. I had a recent memory, and it all started. Trent, shout out to Trent if you're watching my video. I was just having a conversation with him. He was putting away the cherries at work, and he said, would you like to have a cherry? And I said, yeah, I love cherries. And eating this cherry, brought me back to this memory of this experience of living on a farm in Peonia, Colorado. And we used to pick the cherries, sort the cherries, pack the cherries. We'll eat some of the cherries occasionally. And but it's interesting how one thing can bring you back to an experience. And so it all happened with eating a cherry. So if I've gotten quiet in this video, it's just that there's a few people around, but that's okay. We're all coexisting. And so it's interesting. So certain things will bring up certain memories, tastes, and touches, and sounds, and feelings. And I've been thinking a lot about the several shifts that I've made in my life. And, you know, when I worked on the farm, I'll talk about this in this video. When I worked on White Buffalo Farm, so even before I started working on the farm, my friends were working there a few summers in, you know, and they would send me postcards, and that was so sweet because I love receiving mail, and I love receiving postcards, especially, you know, to stay connected with friends and family. So one day, you know, one summer, it was about 2007, 2008, I received a postcard in the mail, and I don't remember when, but it ignited something. I was guided, I was intuitively guided, divinely guided to go work on this farm. And, you know, you'd get $40 a stipend each month. And I think I was living there for maybe a month. But I lived in a kiddie tent, a small tent meant for kids. And I wanted to live very simple. And, you know, your meals were provided, thankfully. My meals were provided, and our meals were provided. And so I was living with my friends, like right next to John and Stu. And shout out to John and Stu Hetherington. I'm gonna, maybe you're on YouTube, maybe you're sharing consciousness as well. And maybe you're sharing experiences such as this. But I remember it was really sweet to work with them and get up in the morning and you know, have breakfast and start the day and go out in the orchard and pick fruit and pick apples. And sometimes the apples, they had worms in them, and we would used to crack up laughing about them because, you know, a lot of them had worms in them. But it was joy. It was a lot of joy, and it was the connection and the human connection and the spiritual connections that I needed at that time in my life, and I feel like that's what we all needed in that time. So, with our friends. And, you know, there could be, it was probably universal, like there were so many people, and so many people from all over. I met Shayna, and she's from California, and she had a shaved head, and I met Amanda, and we used to play games like reading each other, and looking each other's eyes, and reading each other, you know, psychic reading. And it was interesting, because then it was kind of like honing in on the gifts and honoring those gifts and learning to honor those gifts within each other. And so I remember I was looking at one of my friends, and I don't even know if her name was Amanda, but I remember Shayna, and I saw a little girl inside, like in her inner self. I saw her crying inside, and it was kind of like, it took me by surprise because I didn't think that I would see her, but I kind of always, ever since I met her, you know, like living on the farm for a month, I would just look at her and I'd be like, she feels sad inside. But I don't think she's sad anymore because years later, she moved, I think she moved to Hawaii, and we kept in touch, and she encouraged me, and it's funny talking about this, she encouraged me to go on MySpace and find community. So I went on MySpace and I found community. I can't believe I'm talking about this. But I found other gay people, and and it was really, it was comforting, and so I remember I met my friend John from MySpace, or OkCupid years ago, and it was MySpace, and we wanted to just be friends. I was looking for human connection at the time, and we wound up writing a song and together, and the words came to me within that moment, and it's called Opening the Door. The time was called Open, but now it shifted into Opening the Door. And you can find this music, not with John, but we do yes, with John. We have a recording, and we were known as, I wanted to call us the Ethereals. It's ETHERELS, the Ethereals on MySpace. And I think we had 2 tracks up there, and I put 2 tracks up there, 2 songs. And one was Come Out, and the other one was Open, and shifted into Opening the Door. And we just simply were experimenting one day with Musical.ly, and I was so excited because I always wanted to create music and write music and sing, but I guess I never gave myself that chance until that moment, which was kind of like, I think it was when I came back from the farm, actually. But it was really cool. We were in his basement, and I think he had an 8-track or something, and I really liked the reverb and the echo of something, and so we were able to sing into it, and it would echo, and I loved this echo, and I just feel like it enhanced the song. It kind of like brought the vision of the song out. And so I sang Opening the Door, and it's on my husband's YouTube channel, which is, you can subscribe to him if you'd like. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. He is my husband, and his channel is Mega Phoenix 1980. And so a lot of my songs from when I did a concert in drag, healing concert for the earth, I think it's Joyful Jonathan, aka Glitta. Glitter's my drag name. I'm known as Joyful Jonathan in my community. Healing concert for the earth, and one of the concerts was I dressed in drag, and this was around the Pulse shootings in Florida, and I just wanted to share that. So you can find those songs through my husband's channel at Mega Phoenix 1980, and yeah. So I hope you're all doing well and doing good things for your soul and your mind. So this video is going on 14 minutes, but I kind of wanted to just slow myself down and just reflect today. So I want to talk about this too, so it's coming to mind, heart mind, is when people leave at your certain workplace or something, but specifically at this workplace, my current workplace, one of them, a similar soul signature soul will come in to kind of like replace the energy, so to speak. So the universe is as self-correcting, and by the law of divine compensation and the grace of God, we'll feel this pull and tug, and so like this intuitive nudge, and oftentimes when we leave a certain place, then some other certain similar soul signature, yet uniquely soul signature to your own individual self, will come in. I've observed this for years of my particular workplace that I work in. I've been noticing, honestly, that I'm very sensitive to people who drink caffeine, and I'm very sensitive to people who drink. And I'm not judging, and I'm very sensitive to people who dabble in drugs. And honestly, I cannot be around them because I'm not judging you, I'm just looking out for myself, my own well-being. But I cannot have them in my fields because I've had that in my past. I've had certain individuals come into my field, and then I would have to tell them, you need to get out of my field right now. And like years ago, I would have never said that, but I was proud of myself that I spoke up and I spoke my truth, and with love, but for myself and for the other person. But there was this attacking energy from this certain individual. But I forgive this person and I forgive myself. But there are going to come times in our lives where we do have to say, hey, you need to get out of my energy field right now, please. Or simply walk away, or, yeah. So I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I guess my guides are telling me to talk about this. And we're going to find like-minded people who have similar soul signatures and our soul tribe. And it's going to be a beautiful experience, and it already is a beautiful experience. And I've been noticing, like, as I've been meeting other people, that I've been noticing, like, wait a minute, I've been there. Where they're going, what they're going through, I've been there. And I'm not going to be like, oh, I've ascended, or, and they haven't. We're all in it together. We're all in it together. And, we're all ascending, and we're all shifting, and we're all growing, and we're all, if we choose to overcoming our fears, and, I used to have a fear of speaking, and, this is a great way to get out of my own way and to share my truth and to share, and maybe this helps other people. But I definitely wanted to come on today and to talk about these things. I definitely felt guided, and I'm really grateful, and I'm really honored to share this, because life is a journey and it's not a destination, and the possibilities are endless. And it's really lovely to choose to not be around people who drink, and I'm not judging, I'm just speaking from my own well-being and my own headspace and my own mental emotional health. And so this brings up, so if we're feeling the intuitive nudge to kind of like stay away from a person, but we can send them love, but we don't necessarily have to interact with our fields. We can simply choose to walk away, or especially if there are certain individuals with loose cannon energy, so to speak, where you can kind of sense that this person is a loose cannon, and no judgment, but that's just like the inner being. But that's not their inner truth, and that's not our inner truth, but that's what they're carrying around. And I'm just so happy and so grateful and so proud that my husband and I, come September, are 9 years sober. You know, it's not a small feat. You know, it was an obstacle and it was a challenge, and you know, 9 years ago, you know, yeah, almost 9 years ago. But we did slip up once. I want to talk about this with a past friend, and you know, we were in drag, and it was my fault that I wanted to be around this person, but she wasn't necessarily that good for us. But I kind of like had in my mind, you know, maybe we could become famous with this person, or popular within the drag club community, so to speak. And so I went against my values, and one night, and we drank, and I don't even remember, and then, you know, my husband took a few sips, and, you know, come to think of it back then, but like now thinking about it, I'm like, why did I do that? But I forgive myself. So that's why we want to shift things. We want to shift things on the island. We want, and we are, creating an environment for sober. Putting this out there into the universe, we're looking for a place where we can have sober drag shows and performances where we don't necessarily have to be around alcohol or people who drink. So, truthfully, we've had 3 drag shows at Little Nook Cafe, and I'm so grateful to have had those shows and to do it as an offering. And so, to come to think of it, and I wanted to talk about this, when we used to drink, I used to be in my ego about performing, and I was kind of like sloppy, but I think I'm in a much better headspace now, and I'm a much better performer, and happier individual. So I have to tell you that. Because my friend Donna, who's a medium, she told me that I'm gonna help people quit drinking and live happier and healthier lifestyle, and that makes my heart smile and fills my heart with pure joy and happiness. To know that I can have that influence, to know that, you know, the truth is we don't realize how we influence each other until that individual mirrors back, you know, this love, this gratitude. So I want to mirror back this love and this gratitude, love and gratitude to you, and to let me into your life, to let me into your journey. Just share this journey. So this video is getting long, and I wanted to, I'm going to end this video soon, but I am very grateful that I got to touch on these subjects, you know, that have been on my heart and my mind. And until next time, sparkle on, be in oneness, be in the light, be in the love. Take a yoga class. I mean, I teach Monday nights, 6 to 7 at Love Yoga Shala, and Tuesday morning, 9:30 to 10:30 in the morning. And if you're looking for other teachers, you can go to our website, loveyogashala.com. And it's nice. I'm meeting other yogis from different yoga studios, and it's really nice to share the journey. So sparkle on in oneness and love and peace and God's grace. May we be receptive to the grace of God, and know that we are worthy of it all. Namaste, sparkle on. God bless you. And I love you. Peace.